It's great to see everybody here again. I know I've talked with a number of you over the phone. If not, I've seen your names on rosters. I work with rosters a lot because it's part of one of the things I do. Just a little bit today, I will talk. How many here have a social media account? That's nearly everyone, which means I won't talk about it a ton. I'll just talk about it a tiny bit. If you want to see what each social media platform does, there's a video on our YouTube page that talks about that. If you want that in detail, you can watch last year's speech. I figure that since some of you are returnees, you probably don't want to see the same speech over again. So a little bit about me. We're going to talk about you being the face of the YLC and everything that comes with that, the responsibilities and the fun that you can have with that. A little bit about me. Of course, I work with the federal government, Social Security Administration. A little sidebar, what I say is not reflective of the views of the Social Security Administration, Barack Obama, any employee of the federal government, or anything like that. It may be funny, but that is a requirement of my job. Anybody here who is a Fed can sympathize. So remember, just my views, not the federal government's views. I've done a lot of stuff with the ABA Young Lawyers Division. That's a total aside there, but for the Young Lawyers Conference, these are the programs and projects that I take care of. Professional Development Conference, we educated 190 lawyers in 4 cities last Friday afternoon, or morning and afternoon. Great success. Thank you to my wonderful chairs and Edwin for making that a reality. Professional Development Series is our video series. As you see Julie back there behind the camera, she is one of our 2 chairs and has been doing fantastic work for us. Docket called a newsletter, you've heard about it. We take articles. Of course, social media and website, that's what I run, and then membership involvement. I want to talk a little bit about the membership involvement side. When somebody comes to the YLC, they usually have a few motives. They want to give back. Every phone call I've had, hey Chris, I just want to give to the profession. I want to give to the public. I want to do something awesome. And of course, they want to expand their careers too, as they should, because we offer a lot of skill building activities. And yeah, getting to know people too. I mean, you guys are all awesome people, right? Nod your heads, please. Yes, yes, fantastic. And they also may want to get involved in their community, or maybe their specific practice area, or just gain contacts around the state. These people are our future. These people are your exit plan, because you do not want to run these programs and projects forever, right? I hope not, because we have this little provision called age 36, or if you're over age 36, 3 years. That's called aging out. You can't run the project forever, and if you want things to go on, guess what? We have to have volunteers. Don't forget that these people have choices. They have local bars, they have national bars, they have specialty bars. I mean, they have all sorts of places. They have other professional groups that they can join. So when we're interacting with them, please be mindful that even in the midst of all the craziness of your life, that these people, you gotta retain them. You gotta capture them pretty quickly. So let's talk about the next slide here. So what you see, what's going to happen is person fills out the form on the website. Nathan went over that. Once I get that, I have a phone call with the person. I ask them, usually they'll fill out maybe 7, 8 things that they're interested in. I can't refer a person to 7, 8 committees because they'll get crushed. They'll get crushed with work. They'll get crushed with all sorts of crazy things. So after that phone chat with me where I narrow their choices down based on their personality, based on their interests, based on all that sort of stuff, I basically write an email. And it's basically one of these volunteer, meet the committee, committee, meet the volunteer. I'm sure some of you have seen that email, right? Yes. So basically, here is what you should do. That would be on the next slide. Please respond as soon as possible. The longer the gap takes, the more likely we will lose somebody. I mean, it's totally essential that you get back with them as soon as possible. Preferably with a phone call between you and the volunteer. Just to kind of, it's one thing if I can say from a very high level, from 10,000 foot level, this is awesome, you can do this, you can do that. But what you as the circuit representative, as the program chair, as the project chair can do, you can say, all right, this is where we are, this is our status, we need X, Y, and Z. Can you help us with X, Y, and Z? That little bit gets that person captured, more likely to help you, and maybe be your exit plan if you want to ascend to the Board of Governors or ascend to some other high-level state bar committee. Just saying. It's always good if you communicate your needs to me. If you have, if you need people to do certain things, like your day of help that Gia was talking about, or they need a speaker, please communicate those needs with me. If you have not met me in person, I can give you a business card, or of course I'm all over the website as much as possible. Basically that grab, what that grab does is that gets you the help you need to make your life a whole lot easier. So let's talk a little bit about our advertising side of things. That's the other side of the face of the YLC. As I said before, last year I did an extensive talk on social media, probably a little bit basic because many of you know about it. I'll just add these one things. Our website is VA Young Lawyers, www.vayounglawyers.org, or you can use .com. These are all the ways we can communicate. Email tends to be the most effective because there are no filters. People can actually see what we're talking about. And of course, as you see, Instagram is our photo feed. We put all our video up on YouTube. We collect practice resources, tips, that's all on Pinterest. And our Tumblr page houses our long form articles, including our docket call. And you get to see one of those articles per week. So, yes, please. Yes. This is our website. We can store all sorts of information on the website. Please let me know what you want on the website for your particular committee. Or if you have a project, we have a calendar, and we can put up a calendar page, a full feature on your particular program. Not all goes on the website. If you want to have brochures, if you are amongst a bunch of people who like to have things handed out on paper, we can make that for you too. We can make that happen. We can do images. We can do a bunch of things. And for our program chairs, you all have a website. Please take a look at it and let me know what revisions you want. Take a good minute, see what you want. Some of you have not a lot, others of you have a ton. Please contact me to revise that here in the next week or so. As we go on to our next one, we have a leadership portal. All the videos from this conference will be housed right here. For example, if you have to cancel an event, Gio's little talk about how to cancel an event will be on the website. I'm probably going to make that a special little video considering winter's coming and some of you live in some snowbound areas, such as myself. But of course, we're going to put up all the forms, we're going to put up everything up on the leadership portal. So that is going to be your resource to collect anything and everything you forgot about today. So, can we flip to the next page? And how am I doing on time? Couple minutes, all right. Here's how you can help. Please keep in touch. Keep in touch with me. Of course, we're on the website under Board of Governors, About Us, Board of Governors. Even if you're working with the local bar. I had a couple instances last year where I found out about our events through the media. I don't like that. I actually prefer that you tell me so that I can push our events to the media as opposed to finding out about our events through the media. So if you're putting on, for example, a No Bills Night, please let me know so that I can, at least I have a database of people who are in your area that might be able to help you out. or at least maybe a contact through Twitter or something like that to essentially get you those volunteers that you need. If you have questions about marketing, I'm here. I'm glad to help. That's what Nathan has me here to do, is to basically get you in touch with people. And this has been said a couple of times. We're going to drill it into you. Please take photos. Please take action shots. Last year I had the excuse of I didn't have time to take a photo. As a matter of fact, I will show you how much time it takes to take a photo. It is actually very quick. If you haven't had time to do this, this is all you do. This is going on the social media page right here. I did this last year, I'm doing this year. Look at the audience, yes. Yes, that's all the time it takes. All you have to do is pop out your phone, take a photo, email it to me. We kind of live in a world where it's either pictures or it never happened. So please be mindful of that. So can we flip on? I mentioned this last year, I have to mention this year again. Be careful when branding your program. I know we have 2 similarly named statewide bar associations with young lawyer groups. So please remember that we are the Virginia State Bar Young Lawyers Conference, and you can use these logos essentially in your programming. Use them together, not necessarily don't use the State Bar logo by itself. Since we are the Young Lawyers Conference, we'd like to have our logo attached to our stuff. It's about giving you credit, and it's about giving this group credit. You are involved with this group. When you're doing stuff for the Young Lawyers Conference, please make sure to think that way. And please, next slide, do not brand like that. There are people who will say, we're that group. They are a fine group. They are a great group. I'm sure they have wonderful people. But we are not that group. And you know, we had a little controversy this past spring, a pretty royal controversy, as a matter of fact. All the rage went to, not necessarily in the young lawyer side, but on the big bar side, 50% of the rage went to the Virginia Bar Association as opposed to the Virginia State Bar. And so that confusion exists amongst the public. It should not exist amongst you. So remember, don't pass that along. And if you're promoting with that stuff, you'll get a nice, friendly email from me. So let's go on. If there are any questions, I know we're running on a short schedule. I am around. I am in the back. You may be able to sneak back and ask questions to me. So thank you very much.